What is up? I'm going to be talking you guys through today's arm workout I did. So we'll start off here. This is what I did for my warm up. We hit 3 sets of 20 for elastic bands. It's very important to warm up your biceps, any muscle really, but your biceps are one of the easiest ones to tear, and you don't want to set yourself back from an injury. You should always warm up. Always. It doesn't matter what you're working out, but um, yeah, elastic. We started with this elastic band. It's just a lightweight one, 3 sets of 20. So for our next one right here, we did, if you include this, it was 5 sets of barbell curls. This one was just a warm up here because, like I said, it's always important to warm up your biceps, um, any muscle. But we just did to 20 with just a bar here. Um, I make it look hard, it's really not. Just going for the pump, honestly. So always warm up. But here we are to the next one. So this next one right here, I forgot what the weight was on sides. I think it was like 25 or something. It was just heavy today. I'm coming from a zero carb day, so everything was heavy. But yeah, I got like knocked off a weight belt. It's pretty funny to watch him do cardio. But um, honestly, I should have warmed up more. I guess like pyramid instead of just jumping to the 25s. Because honestly, it's pretty heavy. I shouldn't have done that. So be careful with the weight you do. Oh, he's looking at his legs. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, should have warmed up a little more. So, okay, we supersetted that with the tricep ropes. Here, we just did a hammer curl. One thing I like to do is kind of pull out a little bit. You can see at the peak, I pull out a little bit, like as in I'm pointing my thumbs out and my pinky's inward a little bit. Um, the reason for that is it helps me personally with the squeeze a little bit. So we supersetted back to back. Um, and then here we are. We dropped the weight a little bit, and we were just going to 10 to 12. Um, Yeah, see, that felt good. That felt good. Lightweight today was a good weight. I actually filmed this today. I should have started out with these probably. I think these are just the 15s or something. The 25s just felt a little heavy. Didn't want to risk like injury or anything, and I just wasn't getting that good of a pumper, like a muscle contraction, honestly. So I dropped the weight down. Remember, it's not always about the weight, guys. It's about your form mainly. That's like one of the main things. Um, so here we are. This was like set 4, I think. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna include all the workouts or every set because it's like the video's already gonna be like 14 minutes long. Um, yeah, so I was really focusing right there on the peak when I came up. I make it look so much heavier than it is. All right, so we're on our next superset. These are called spider curls. I think we're using 30-pound dumbbells. We're still going pretty light with these. One of the main focuses on this is to, really focus on your peak contraction. Uh, these really help with the muscle to mind connection. Um, I highly recommend these, especially if you're like me and you don't really feel something in your biceps. Like for me, back and biceps are like the hardest ones to get a feeling for. As in your muscle to mind connection, the pump, the muscle movement. I just it's hard for me to get a feel. The best things I feel is legs, and shoulders. So besides calves, but I'm not able to work calves because my feet. So we superset with these, just sitting dumbbell curls. Um, One thing you can't really tell in this at this angle is I was squeezing my shoulder blades, and the reason for this is it just gave the squeeze at the top a little better. I honestly probably should have went a little slower down the negatives, but I mean, it just felt so good at this pace. But probably would have felt better if I went a little slower. So if you do this, I'd recommend you go a little slower. Um, and that's one thing I like to do right here is I like to always change it up instead of just doing like 1 2 1 2, for example, like left right. Change it up every set. Always change it up. So we're back to this. Another cool angle, in my opinion. I thought it was a pretty cool angle. Oh, if you actually kick my GoPro. But so one reason why I don't like to do them both at the same time is because I mind to muscle connection, and honestly I feel my right a little better than I feel my left. especially with the contraction, and it just really helps doing one at a time instead of doing them both. That's one reason why I like dumbbells more than a barbell. But the thing with the barbell is I get a nice pump in my forearms and my biceps. It's really nice all around with the barbell. But that muscle to mind connection, I always recommend dumbbells and something like this where just you let your arms hang off all the way and let your shoulders sag, and you're just isolating your bicep. It's pretty much just your bicep. It's a really nice movement, kind of awkward. So here we are with both of them. I like I said, I don't like doing this. Honestly, I like doing them left and right with these. For the main part, I was just getting really tired, or my biceps were, I should say. We're already getting fatigued. I mean, we already hit a good amount of reps and sets, but look at that. So right here, I switch it up. Oh no, next one. Next one? Maybe it's the next one. Right there. So I switch it up. It's always good to just I guess trick your muscles. I don't know. Never do something the same, get that surprise attack. But I was just getting really tired and just trying to finish that. So here we are at a different angle. This angle you can kind of tell how my shoulder blades are like pinched. My shoulders are cocked back. Um, One thing that's really important is to try to stop your rocking. I mean, it honestly, you want to just try to use no momentum and just your muscle. It's as I said earlier, I was getting tired, but see right here, I switched it up. Instead of just going left and right, I was hitting two and then two. Um, Ooh, look at that. So that's one thing right there. That's squeeze at the top and go down slow. That always helps. Something to always change it up. So here's the next superset. It is these are called incline curls. You just rock the seat back just a little bit. He just touched my nipple. My nipples are really small. Okay, so besides that, get back to the point. So you just lean the seat back a little bit. Not much. I mean, we probably could have gone one more notch back, but these also you want to pinch your shoulder blades. As you can see, I just readjusted right there. Um, Look at that. These you always. I don't know. For me, it really feels really great on the biceps. Something I haven't done in a while. So we superset it with this, but this itself was kind of like a tricep. We were hitting 8 to 10. So we hit 8 this way with the bar or our hands like a hammer curl in a way, I guess, for up and down. And then we hit 8 with our hands over the bar, like so. I think I hit like 10. He said, my friend Austin came up with this one. He said 8, 8, 8. And then we switch it around right here. And then we go underhand. The reason for that is it just gets the tricep, in all different ways. Changing your grip around like that, in my opinion, does a lot. Um, as in even like changing your thumb around, like from going like death grip to like a normal grip or whatever, or like monkey paw to normal, whatever you want to call it. So the reason for this weird angle is because if you flex your triceps at the bottom like so, like my when I come back down my right side right there, you flex it right when you come back up, and then makes your contraction harder. So, oh, here we go. Ooga booga. Okay, back to the point. So watch my tricep flex. See that little flex when you come down? Just like that. That makes your peak contraction for your bicep a little harder. Why that is, I don't know. I kind of stole from Six Pack Shortcuts. I was like the first guy I ever watched on YouTube. Um, so here we are back to the tricep, the triceps, I guess, the tricep for the triceps. So every time I did it, I started one way. I started the set with um, my hands above. The next one, my hands were vertical, like so. And then the next one, my hands were under. And I did it in a different rotation every way. I'm really weird about that, like changing it up thing. It feels really good. As you can see, I have to lean down because this gym is made for midgets. But it's honestly a really nice gym for our area. We're just a bunch of Okies. Look at that. And the other cool thing for leaning down like this is it gets to stretch a little bit when you come back up all the way. It gives a little better stretch. So our next superset here, we started with close grip bench. We just warmed up here. We hit like I think it was 12 or 15 for the warm up. I started with 135 for my warm up. I probably should have warmed up my shoulders before this because they were kind of feeling a little weird. So the next thing we hit was this three sets of this was superset with the close grip bench. This was three sets of 10 on each, so it's kind of like a double tricep workout for each arm just in this. So you kind of want to cock your arm all the way back as far as your shoulders will let you. The reason for that, I like doing it. The reason for that is when you come all the way up, you still have tension when you're locked out instead of giving yourself that little second to rest. And I mean, it just gets the pump and the fatigue going a lot quicker. It feels pretty great. So and then we back to back it with this. Um, and one thing you got to watch out for is, see how I'm holding my arm right like so, is the reason for that is because you can get some like weird shoulder pinching in your nerves, or like shoulder pain, whatever you want to call it, in your nerves. Always good to support your arm while doing it. Always good. Make sure you keep that in mind. And if it's still hurting, adjust your like pinch your shoulder or let it sag, and just support your shoulder with your other arm with your other arm. It's really important. So here's set two of close grip bench. We went up in weight. This is 185. You can barely see. I have an 85 and a 25. And we superset it back to the other ones, the other tricep things I just showed you. And then we back to here. This is our third set. I hit this for 225. It felt pretty good, but I mean it is heavy for me today. I hit 10 reps of this. Um, that was all for our arm workout, but we also hit some abs today. So we just did two things for three sets back to back. We did leg raises, like so. That guy's moving his stuff. Okay. So we did leg raises like so. I tried doing them off that little bar in between my arms, but my feet kept hitting the ground. I'm like 5'11". Um, but yeah, so we did leg raises and we superset it with these. I forgot what these are called. I learned it from my college dorm mate. Um, he's something different. But the main focus on these is you see how my arm is like 90 degrees to my right? You kind of want it like that right there, kind of like a 45. I should have kept it where it was. Because you want to imagine like a line going from your non-working arm to your arm holding your head, which I'm going to call the working arm. And keep your uh, you want to keep your elbow. You want to press your elbow away from your knee and your knee away from your elbow. The reason for that is it makes the contraction just really weird in your abs, and it's working the top and the sides. It just works really great. And we superset it back to the leg raises. Um, this was like my third set of this. We hit three sets of like 12 for leg raises, and the other ones 12 on each side for the other ones, not like 6 and 6. Um, I recommend you guys try this workout. It's just arms and abs. Ooh, look at that. I wish the lighting was good. And come around to the tricep here. Kick the door open. What I did there is I just moved my wrist around. The reason for that just gets the squeeze different. And hope you guys have a good night. Subscribe, comment, and like. Have a good night.